Hey everyone, welcome back to the I Should Totally Be Dead Right Now podcast, where we tell true stories of survivors of true crime, natural disasters, and everything else in between. How's it going, Michelle?
It's going good.
Good.
It's going good.
Yeah.
It's a little cooler out.
Yes.
Fall is
Around the corner.
I know, pretty well here.
Yeah.
The leaves are going to be turning. We're drinking kind of a fall drink.
Yeah.
So we're enjoying it.
It's good. This drink was actually a suggestion from one of our listeners. Her name is Ashley, so thank you. There's no name to this drink.
Yeah, shoot. What should we name it? It's like, it needs like a manly name, I feel like. Maybe? No. It might be sexist for no reason.
Maybe.
Thanks, Caitlin.
It's true, though. It's like you want to drink this drink while you're playing poker. It's like a sipper, but it's... What's in it, Michelle?
Okay, it is Hennessy and apple juice.
Boom.
So, really easy. I put like, I don't know, probably a shot of Hennessy in the glass over ice and then just filled the glass up with apple juice. We hope that's how you make it. Yeah. We hated it at first. Like, the first couple sips were like, this is hella whiskey. Yeah. And now I love it. And like, I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, it's like it's a less sweeter apple juice. And it's, I don't know. Yeah, it took me a second, but after drinking it more, it's like, yeah, this is good.
I feel like good. I need to be in my library with my smoking jacket on.
Right.
And, you know, just having little sips. The ice does a lot of tingling. It's, you know. It feels like a very masculine drink.
Okay. Gives off that energy.
It's probably just the cognac, the Hennessy.
Maybe.
Anyway, and it's a brown drink, so it's not like...
I don't know, yeah, the flavor, like I said, I'm a little nervous around whiskey or anything like that, but it actually has a good flavor profile, so the apple juice with a tiny bit of sweetness, but then it has the flavor of the Hennessy, which, not bad.
I know, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I was like... I'm not sure, but we've been surprised before. Like that vanilla Coke and spice rum. Yeah. To this day, I'm shocked at how delicious that was.
It's just so crazy how something, like 2 ingredients, delicious. That's all you need.
You got yourself a cocktail, you're halfway to being drunk.
So thank you, Ashley, for this. Well, she said this is her go-to, so.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. All right. So my story is about Briley J. Reynolds.
So this is a little bit of a sad story. You said,
yeah, guys, yeah. Well,
is that like too much of a spoiler alert?
No, it's just grab your drinks, guys. Just,
okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's sad. Okay. The first sentence is gonna make you sad.
Oh God, I'm gonna put my fucking drink down now.
Because it's 6 years old.
Oh yeah, this is gonna make me sad. I can tell already.
Okay.
I'm emotionally pretty vulnerable right now, Caitlin, and have been crying a lot.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's just a lot of change. Yeah, I'm going out of town for several months. Everything's going to be different, and I'm not going to see all my friends. I'm not going to see you all the time. I'll have to drink with you remotely. Okay. As I said, so prepare for waterworks. All right, our little 6-year-old.
So she's attending the Greene County Fair with her family in Tennessee, August 8th of 2016.
Okay.
So Briley...
I'm like just overly nervous about this. I already know it's going to be kind of sad, so now I'm just like...
preparing. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm sweating a little bit. Okay.
So Briley, along with her sister Kayla, who's 10, and they were accompanied by a 16-year-old girl to ride the Ferris wheel.
Okay. Sounds like they're living their best lives, probably.
As the girls were riding, something seemed a little off. So as you know, Ferris wheels, they have like that, like the overhead, like umbrella type thing, and then they call it a little gondola that you sit in. Okay. Well, this gondola started to tilt.
Oh my God, am I never going to be able to go to the fair again, Caitlin?
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. God damn it. Okay.
So the girls were, of course, terrified and were trying to hold on whatever they could, but there's nothing in there to hang on to. The girls' parents saw what was happening and ran to the operator, yelling at him to stop the ride. This gondola had worn rivets, which allowed the gondola to move and actually got caught on another one, which was helping it tilt more and more.
Oh gosh, like coming up from the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So it finally tipped all the way, dropping the 3 girls more than 35 feet to the ground.
Oh God.
Terrible.
That's a long ways, too. Oh, my gosh.
So Briley actually smacked the top of another gondola on the way down and then hit the ground.
Oh, poor thing.
I know. So when Briley hit the ground, she was instantly unconscious, got knocked out. All 3 girls were rushed to the hospital. Briley and the 16-year-old were actually airlifted, and Briley was incubated right there on the scene.
Oh, gosh.
So Kayla, she went to the hospital in an ambulance. She wasn't airlifted, but she did suffer from a broken arm and had a broken tooth.
This is the
10-year-old sister.
Okay, yeah.
But was able to be discharged within that same day. Week.
Oh, okay.
Not day, sorry, that same week. So it was a few days.
So she had a couple days in the hospital.
They were just, checking her out.
Okay.
So the 16-year-old, she was in serious condition, but by the next day, she was in a stable condition. There's not much more about, they want more privacy for the 16-year-old, which is fair. But poor Briley suffered a concussion and actually had a small brain bleed.
Oh.
I know. Briley was sedated and placed on a ventilator for 4 days.
I have to say, I never understood how toxic blood is to the brain.
Right.
Until that hearing, or the trial. I was a juror, I guess, for. And it's wildly bad for your brain to get blood in there.
Something to keep you alive can kill you if it gets to the wrong place.
It's wild.
It is wild.
So, oh my gosh.
But now Briley actually develops pneumonia as well. Briley's mother states, "She is amazing. She's such a fighter. We have a long way to go, but we're going to celebrate each and every moment."
Oh, gosh.
Kayla, even though she was discharged from the hospital, insisted on spending the night in her sister's room.
Are you kidding me right now? I just got goosebumps.
I know, right? Briley is now awake after the 4 days, and she is starting to show improvement.
That's good.
I know, right?
I know. I've got fucking tears on the verge. Oh. It was the sister. The sister love just...
Well, here we go. Kayla plays with her sister and tries to make her laugh, making her feel better in the hospital. So she's now off the ventilator and is able to breathe on her own. It is difficult, but she's there. But unfortunately, she will have to suffer from seizures from now on.
From the brain bleed, probably, or something. The concussion.
Briley still has a lot of recovery to happen, and also it took her a while to talk again. Her mother hoped that she wouldn't remember what happened, but of course she does remember what happened. So I think just the trauma of also having ventilator down her throat, or having being on a ventilator.
Yeah, having all the tubes down your throat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, poor thing.
She wasn't herself, but give her time. Give her time.
That's right.
After 9 days in the hospital, she was able to go home.
Oh, yay.
I know. She still had a lot of physical therapy, occupational therapy, neurology, and speech therapy appointments to go to. So it's going to be a continuous battle, but Briley has been fighting, and actually she loves to dance. So she's been trying to dance.
Cry even more, God damn it, Caitlin.
I'm so sorry. So even though she felt weak, she kept trying to dance because that's what she loved to do. Can you imagine a little 6-year-old just trying to dance?
Yes, I can't imagine that exactly.
I know.
And now I just want to hug her and hold her close. And she's like, "Bitch, get away from me. I just want to dance."
The ride was operated by a Georgia-based company called Family Attractions Amusements. This company was actually involved in another high-profile carnival accident 3 years ago in North Carolina.
That's super scary.
Right? This is where 5 people were injured when a ride called the Vortex unexpectedly restarted as people were trying to get off, which made them fling up in the air and down to the steel deck below. There was no deaths.
No, that's good.
Investigators determined that the safety mechanism had been disabled by the ride operator, and the operator was the company's owner's son. Interesting, right? So the son was actually charged with assault with a deadly weapon and had to serve a month in jail and pay $22,500 as
that
in
seems
fine.
Pretty not steep.
Well, it was 15 months in jail, but it was, I don't know, was lowered down to a month. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but the Family Attractions received its permit to operate the Ferris wheel in Tennessee for the next 3 months based on a June inspection in Indiana. So they didn't recheck it when it arrived in Tennessee after those 3 months.
Well, and it might have all looked good, you know. It might be hard to spot the worn spots.
Rivets, I mean,
I hope they're easy to spot because it's very scary. I don't know. Those rides go up and down so fast. And seriously. Oh, God. When I was little, though, I just remember my sister and I, like, staying awake the night before, like, we're going to the fair tomorrow, and just being so excited. And, but I haven't been to the fair in probably, like, 5-10 years, something like that.
I just went in, this month in September, and
where you do some swinging.
I was doing some swinging. Yeah, I was on the swing ride for sure. But no, my favorite ride as a kid was called the Zipper. I don't know if you remember it.
I of course remember the Zipper.
The last time I rode on it, we were riding it, a screw hit me in the head as we were going.
I'd be like, I'm out. Because that one goes upside down.
Yeah, it does.
I didn't go on that for the first time until actually up here in Oregon. I never went on that as a kid because it just scared me too much. And I went with a friend of mine, and it was actually super fun. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I get it.
I loved it. But my friend actually told me, too, his favorite ride was the Zipper, but the last time he was on it, they didn't close the door very well. And so it was like flapping while they were going.
Okay, fuck that.
Yeah, it was terrible. So, and then at the fair this year, they don't have it. So I'm guessing it was retired. So.
Oh, dear.
So they had a 5-year contract with the Greene County Fair. And the fair board decided to continue with their contract despite the incident in 2013. So they had a contract 2013 to 2017. So this happened in 2016. So there was a few years that there was no incidents, but now there was. So
you gotta watch those freaking rides. I think that's why I like, Disneyland, or because those rides don't move. They're looked at all the time. Yeah. And, and even those rides sometimes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I guess that's the thrill of it, though.
I think that's the adrenaline rush, yeah. But I try to find, like, an update, because she'd be, 12 by now. But there's no update. I'm hoping that she's dancing. I'm hoping she's doing
living her best life.
Yeah, and I'm sure the family wants privacy as well, which is totally understandable. So I just hope for the best for the family, and that, everyone is happy and healthy. So... I know. It was so sad. The sister
spending the night with her. Oh my God, are you kidding?
I know. How sweet. And how traumatizing, though. Falling from a Ferris wheel? No, thank you.
I know.
Oh, here, I have a picture.
Oh, gosh.
Of what it looked like.
Oh my God, that's so scary.
I know. So they were on that one. So I don't know what happened here. Sorry. Yes, they were completely tilted down.
Wow. Oh, yeah, and then they would just fall right out.
Mm-hmm. So luckily, they weren't at the top. Yes. But still 35 to 40 feet is plenty. And so she hit that and then
and then just came right down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, poor baby.
The Ferris wheel always kind of scares me more than the others, even though it's kind of the most innocuous ride. Mm-hmm. You just sort of riding around on a wheel, but for some reason it's like that is always in the back of my mind that I could go flying off somehow. Right. And that stupid one at Disneyland? California Adventure.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
There's no handles inside.
And
and you're like sliding around, you're just trying to like grip onto the stupid chain, hoping for your life that you don't fall into the poor people in front of you.
Nick went on it with me, and he was not okay.
No, it was the worst.
Because of going backwards and like, oh, no.
Well, if there was something to hold on to, it would be fine. Yeah. There's not a single goddamn handle in the entire thing, so I just avoid that ride now.
That's fair.
I don't go on that one.
No, it's nothing amazing.
It'd be one thing if it was like, you didn't know the poor like newlyweds in front of you that are like, oh, also scared.
That's too funny.
I went on that one with my mom.
Oh.
And I remember it quite clearly.
My goodness. But yeah, it's rides can be dangerous, and I feel more safe at Disney, no offense, than like a state fair. Like the traveling rides.
It's the rides that go up and down, up and down.
Right.
They get put together, they get taken down, put together, taken down.
Right.
And just so quickly.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels like people who don't give a shit that much.
Right. Yeah.
Again, no offense. Sorry, fair people.
No, it's all good.
You're like, no, they're fine. They're not offended.
Well,
I talked to them.
Well, when we, how they have those little rides in the parking lot, like the little mini fairs.
Yeah, forget those.
I went to one as a kid, and we were on a little ride, and the ride operator recognized my dad, and he called him boss, which that's what the prisoners would call the guards. I was gonna say,
oh dear.
So
doesn't your dad transport prisoners?
Yeah. So we got off that ride and never ever went back to another one again. I'm not saying he was a bad man.
Here's my chance for revenge, boss. Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, are these your cute little daughters? Yeah. They're effed. That sounded terrible.
That did sound awful.
I meant
stop drinking that drink.
Yeah, I know. You're done. You are done.
No.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Things took a fucking left turn.
But this story was super sad. Poor girl. But
I'm glad she survived.
Exactly. So good job.
All
right, Michelle. I know you said you already apologized to me ahead of time.
I kind of wanted to like practice a Russian accent with Joel this morning. I didn't. It's probably for the best.
It's probably for the best.
There is a lot of Russian names in this.
Okay.
So I super apologize ahead of time. We're in for a good time.
I'm ready.
For all of us.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay. So I'm going to take us back to the 60s.
Okay.
And we are in the space race.
Oh.
So this is when the Soviet Union and the United States and maybe some other countries, I'm not fully sure, we're all like trying to get to the moon first.
Oh, okay.
And so this is during that time.
All right.
So we are in the USSR.
Okay.
And so this is around March 18th. So this is kind of a March 18th, 1965.
Okay.
Yeah. I said that correctly. I should probably stop drinking this drink.
Didn't we get to the moon in 1969?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is pre-us getting to the moon.
I see.
So, well done. I'm like, I don't know.
Thank you.
I always wanted to do a story on like Apollo 13.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had such a hard time getting back to Earth.
I only know that date because as a millennial, I watched Even Stevens as a kid, and they had a musical episode, which of course I'm a musical person. And she's like, we went to the moon in 1969 and 1968, but a year later. And I memorized that song. So thank you, Even Stevens, for teaching me that we landed on the moon in 1969.
This just became my favorite episode of all time. Oh my God.
Okay.
I hope you can sing more excerpts from musicals from your child.
Thank you.
Childhood.
I will try.
Again, that was the best. Oh, okay. So, here we go.
Okay.
We have 2 cosmonauts on board, and we are out in space. So, I hope that is helpful. You're like, nah, bitch. It's not helpful. All right. So, it's Alexei Leonov and Pavel Belyayev.
It sounds good to me.
Fucking nailed it, is what I did. So what their mission is to accomplish humankind's first spacewalk.
Oh, okay.
So they are not going to the moon, but they're going up in space, and they're going to leave their vessel and kind of traverse outer space for a little while and then come back.
Okay. I mean, so that's an accomplishment.
Alexei, hopefully I'm saying that right.
Alexei, yeah.
Okay. He was the first man to do a spacewalk.
Okay.
So that's he
cool.
accomplished his mission.
Yeah.
So what sort of the Soviet Union considered to be one of their greatest accomplishments is recording him being out on the spacewalk quickly became a disaster. So once in space, Alexei's partner, Belyayev, again, nailed it. He opened the outer airlock on their aircraft, and so Alexei went out and he floated free for 12 minutes.
Wow, okay.
And actually they have all that was televised. It was like a really exciting thing. And so he was on a tether that was about 16 feet long. And so he just went out, and you can actually, I watched a YouTube video that lasted about a minute, and it's just, you can sort of see the moon in the background, and it's just, he's like free floating in space pretty much. It looks terrifying to me. So while he was out there, he had actually another mission where he needed to attach a camera to the airlock and then document his spacewalk. So that's what he was going to do. So he had a camera strapped to his chest, and that's when he started to first encounter problems. So it turns out his chest-mounted camera couldn't be used because his spacesuit had started to inflate. Which was not normal and not what it inflated beyond recognition, and which made it impossible to access or manipulate the camera. And then at that point, his core body temperature jumped up 35 degrees in like a half an hour. And so he was essentially on his way to heat stroke, and which then caused him to sweat profusely.
Okay, yeah.
So now he's got, in later interviews, he describes it as sweat sloshing around in the inside of a suit. So I know. Gross. Poor guy. Because of the vacuum of space, and there's probably science to all this shit.
Oh, well, yeah, I hope so.
And I'm not going to explain here. So, however this happened, his spacesuit expanded and stiffened. And so it, like, the outer fabric of his suit became, like, really hard. So now he can't get back in the airlock to get him back in his space vessel. In the rocket, oh
my gosh.
So he's realizing that back at home, everybody is listening, and recording. And so he just keeps this all to himself. He's not like,
really? Not
hey
showing
guys, I'm having major problems here. What
but can't people see that his suit is just...
I don't think so, because it's like away from him. So like in the video, you see a little bit of him, but it's like kind of more the
space.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're seeing a lot of the moon and stuff. His plan was to slowly open one of the valves on his suit so he can release some oxygen out. Okay. And his hope was that it would depressurize his suit so it was thin enough that he could then squeeze through the airlock door to get, back into the rocket, back into the spacecraft. I guess that's a better way to put it. So, and actually that ended up working. So he was able to sort of get the suit down enough. But what he realized is that he was putting himself into big time risk because he's letting oxygen out. And what if he lets too much out and now he has no oxygen to breathe? And he was also putting himself at risk because the air pressure came down so quickly that it was essentially putting him at risk for the bends.
Oh,
like,
no.
As if you were coming up from deep ocean really, really quick.
Really?
And yeah, I was like, what? And apparently that's a problem that now modern astronauts can accommodate for. Probably due to this poor dude's what happened to him. So now they can plan for it, but he went for it anyway. And so he was able to take a little bit, he was able to open the valve, shrink his suit down enough, and then to get himself back into the spacecraft. And I guess it took quite a lot of, this was like Pooh in the, stuck in the tree situation. Where he just like, that sounded weird, huh? Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Got stuck in the tree. And, they really had to like tug him.
Right. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, you paused after Pooh, and I was like,
that didn't sound great. So Alexei is able to get back into the spacecraft, but as they were preparing for re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere, they ejected some stuff out of the airlock, I apologize, and it ended up causing them to spin.
Okay.
And so they're spinning, and all the while their oxygen levels are going up. And
going up?
Yeah. And so what's happening is it got to the point where even a single spark would have ignited the entire thing. Because I guess oxygen is very flammable, like in such concentrations. And that would have caused just a massive explosion, and it would have vaporized the entire spacecraft.
Oh my gosh.
So our two guys were trying to figure out everything they could to stabilize the spacecraft. And fortunately, they were eventually able to. But they're heading into the Earth's atmosphere, and their automatic re-entry system failed. And so they were like, they had to manually try to come back to Earth. by like firing rockets every now and again, and they wanted to try to land in some place that wasn't hugely populated. I mean, they didn't want to like drop down right in the middle of Moscow and kill whoever many people.
Oh my gosh.
And so they ended up having to search for solid ground in like the upper reaches of Siberia.
Really?
Yeah, so they ended up landing, they found ground.
Okay.
But as they sort of come out of their spacecraft, they realize that they are in deep woods, snow is everywhere, and there are wolves.
Oh my gosh.
All over.
Okay.
And so at that point, they are stuck in snow. It's like early spring, which apparently is the most dangerous time to be in the woods because
of course.
It's mating season.
Okay.
So they only had one pistol aboard the spacecraft in which to defend themselves against all these wolves and bears that were going to be soon coming after them.
So they did they crash land? Or did they were able to land fine?
I think they crash landed softly.
I see.
I mean, they still crash landed out in the middle of nowhere, but they were both safe.
Okay.
And were not injured by the landing.
Okay.
So fortunately they had plenty of ammunition, but they just had the one pistol. So they really had to hunker down and just sort of stay in their little spacecraft, in their little vessel, until they ended up being rescued 2 nights later.
Ooh.
So they survived the freaking terrifying space and then the terrifying Siberia after that. But
oh my gosh.
He managed the first spacewalk. He got himself back into his vessel and then, made it back home.
Way to stay calm, man. I would be like, I'm having issues, guys. Get me inside.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
Save me. Save
just
me,
like
guys.
that. Ugh.
This is why I'm not an astronaut.
No. Absolutely not. I couldn't do it. Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
obsessed with that movie, Space Camp. Did you ever see that movie?
No. Space Camp?
Yeah. It's all these super smart kids. It's like pseudo NASA or something. They all go to space camp, and one kid I think has a friend who's a robot, and he's like, I just want to go to space. And so they end up doing this simulation, but the robot has helped them out and sent him into space.
Whoa.
So they went to space for real. All these kids. I just remember there was a girl with a perm, and she was always chewing gum. I wanted to be her.
That sounds cute.
It's a good movie.
Yeah?
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay. I'll have... Well, I don't...
They had their teacher. She had to go out and do a spacewalk to get more fuel. And then it ended up sending her off into space. Like a poor Alexei.
Did she die?
No, but close.
That sounds like an interesting movie.
It is actually really good.
Gotta say.
I haven't seen it in years.
Well, that's good job, Alexei. It seems like, though, they knew kind of the area that they landed, maybe, or...
Well, he said, actually, in another article, that once night came and they could hear all the cracking from, the snow on the trees, that it actually felt like home. And so they were prepared for that. So it sounded like they lived probably in some more desolate areas that were very snowy and very cold.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Wolves are no joke, man. Wolves are no joke.
No.
You've seen The Grey or something like that? Or Grey or...
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's...
terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Well, those were sad and interesting stories.
I know. I feel like, what's the connection here? There's not one. I don't
Dangerous
think.
rides.
Ooh, nailed it, Caitlin.
It could. I'm reaching.
This is why you're the producer.
It's so funny. But yeah. Well, good job. That was a good story, Michelle. I like that.
His name's probably not Alexei at all. It's probably something completely different.
Okay.
You're done. No more Hennessy for you.
Oh, goodness.
I feel like I could drink this kind of all day out in the sun.
Yeah.
Probably be smashed by,
by
third
4.
one in.
Yeah. No, it is. It, like I said, it did take me a few more sips. At first I was like, oh no, but then I was like, oh, okay, all right, I'm down.
No, I'm into it.
Yeah. But, well, thank you for that. We were going to say it a drink suggestion because she said it. So, thank you for that, Ashley.
Indeed.
You made us a fan.
If you want to, like, send us what you call it, other than apple juice and Hennessy.
Yeah, whatever I post on the photo, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll come up with something good, Caitlin. I feel good about it.
Thanks. All right. All right.
I don't think you do feel that thankful, frankly.
I'm just thinking. I have no idea. Okay.
I know.
We'll
Nothing's
get to it.
coming here.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you guys next time.
All right. And it's fall.
Woo! Bye.
Bye.